Hello, you might be feeling not so good about yourself, right? You might be struggling with self-doubt, right? With negative thoughts, right? Negative beliefs, right? Questioning yourself, right? Is this good? Am I good? Um, right? A lot of those things, right? Oftentimes, what I've seen, we, both as ascension coaches, right? Coaches who help twin flames come together to heal themselves, right? And really create a life that fits their soul and that actually loves them, right? Oftentimes, what happens is that people struggle with those thoughts like, am I good? Right? Am I all right? Right? Is everything all right with me? How I am? Right? How I'm designed, how I'm created, right? Like what is this, right? Oftentimes, you know, you and also other people out there, I notice from ourselves as well, right? You might sometimes experience situations in life, right? Whether it's in interaction with other people, right? Or even in your own setup that you have created for yourself, that it's causing it's causing nearly like friction, or that something's off, right? And then oftentimes what maybe a default program could be from you or from anyone, right, is to take this out on yourself, right? To take this personal, to make it mean something about you, right? When you discover, and you live who you are, and you interact with the world, right, or with other people, or with your environment, or your home, or living situation, work situation, wherever, you might encounter tension sometimes, right? This can happen. And then I think often the default mode is that people make it mean something about them. And especially if we have learned this from childhood, right? That then, yeah, if you don't act like this or navigate it like this, then it would mean something about you, right? But Stan and I, we are here to tell you like something else. We are here to tell you something else about you, right? We're not here to promote, right, you taking it out on yourself. That's not what we encourage. That's not what we stand for, right? It's very safe to let go of taking things personal, taking things out on yourself, right? To really let all that energy go, right? And to come actually to the truth, right? Of who you are and what maybe your environment or things are actually showing, right? And it might be completely different than what you have learned from childhood or from how you experienced life so far, right? So what's very important, as you are on the twin flame journey, is to realize your own divinity, right? To realize, hey, I'm created perfect. I'm love. I'm lovable. I'm good. I'm worthy. I'm valuable, right? I am, good. Like however I'm designed, it's perfect. It's top notch, right? It's there for a reason. It's valid, right? It's divine, right? So it's really, really important on the twin flame journey to really, and we help as coaches, clients come into this awareness, but also into really honestly radiating that energy that you fully and unapologetically accept yourself, embrace yourself, and dare to live yourself. And this, of course, it might clash with some folks. It might clash, right? Because you're more living who you are, right? Or it might clash with, how you have set up your life so far, right? Maybe this is why you experience friction, right? Or you keep feeling bad, right, in the job, or with a relationship, or with a certain situation, because maybe, it's not aligned at the core with what actually works for you, right? While you still feel like, hey, like I still have space to be me, right? And you there have still space to be you, but I have space to be me, right? And this is, I think, a core core desire that we all have in relationships is the desire to be ourselves, right? The desire to live also by our own values, by our own what we feel, right, is love calling me to be, to live, right, and who I actually am, right? So what's really important here, whenever you experience friction in your life or with other relationships, is that you know that you are good. Like, if you have an interaction or with someone or something, or it feels right, you feel the something's off, right? You can energetically, you can feel this, right? Whether you are a bit on the same page, a bit with the same way of being, right? Where it's a bit in harmonious alignment, right? Or where it's not in harmonious alignment, right? While still even you, your soul, right, and your twin flame union, you're still unique unto itself, but you can still feel that as an energy being, right, with other people. Is this right? What is this, right? You will notice it. And so what's very important here is that you also honor the awareness that you're receiving, right? That you acknowledge, the difference, right? That you acknowledge, hey, like something is this, right? What is this showing me, right? And I recommend to really observe this, right? With an open mind and open heart to honestly look at it, but to also know that you are perfect, right? You're divine, and it's your right to stay true to yourself, right? And to be who you are, right? And other people are, they don't need to like it. You need to like yourself, and you need to live yourself, right? And to honor who you are. And so, like I said, whenever you encounter that dissonance, it's very important that that you're good, you're good, right? And then on top of it, it's very important that you stay solid in your blueprint, right? That you stay solid in who you are, in who your values are, right? What you can do, what you're here to do, and what you cannot do, and what you're not here to do, right? Because oftentimes I think when we don't have a strong enough, solid, who we are and what we're here for, you might get pushed into places or into ways of being, or that might not even be you. So it's very important that you stay at the core, true to love, right? On who you are and what that is love, right? And that you feel like you can live that, right? This is really key, because the more you give yourself space and accept who you are and know nothing what the outside, might perceive me of might be even true, and I just know that I'm good, right? And it's my job to move my life into a direction that honestly feels good to me, so that I feel like I have enough space to be me. And this is very important on the twin flame journey, especially if you're neurodivergent, or highly sensitive. But I think everybody, right? Everybody needs to know this, right? You're free to be yourself. You're asked to be yourself. You're asked to stay true to your values, right? You're asked to follow your design, right? You're not here to follow another's design. It's really key. So anything else you would like to share here when it
So
comes
it's
to
just important that you that you get to know who you are first on the inside, and that you from an intrinsic knowingness, from knowing in your heart, like what are your values, like who are you, what's important for you, like what is like less important for you, what you're good at, what you're not designed to do.
Yeah.
That you get really like clear about those things about yourself first, before you basically like start like putting yourself into certain things. And what I mean with that is that you basically take the time to sit with yourself and to really feel into yourself, like who am I, like how did the divine created me.
Yeah, and for which values, right, do I stand for?
Yeah.
Right? And am I living by this? And when do I go into spaces, right? Or, when I'm not living like this anymore, right? So really being aware, what you are, by what you're living by, right? Whether it's your authentic, true design, by love, right? And, by the values of love, or you're just living by whichever template that the world or ego, right, or whatever promotes. So it's really, really important, right? Why you promote what you're promoting, right? Why you're living by what you're living by, because there's so much noise sometimes in the outside world. And what we help people, and we do this as well ourselves, right, is, for example, also with coaching people, right, that we help the person, right, to come to your own inner awareness, right, on how to live by, because you're a unique being, right? You have a unique soul blueprint. And so being honest with yourself, what actually feels good, what actually loves you, right? What you're actually here to do, where actually for you is the line, right? And then you then also realize, hey, this is then my responsibility to honor that line and to not go beyond that, right? Because you're really here to be, yourself, right? And lead yourself, into love, and then live by love, right? Create a positive effect in the world, right? By you daring to live by who you are, right? By what love is calling you to do. Yeah, this is really, really key on the twin flame journey, because the moment you do this, you stop giving power to other people, to what other people think of you. You stop looking to other people because you realize, hey, my answers are within. I cannot look to left and right, right? All I can do is just, for example, with us, like, look at the modality that we are offering, right? The mirror exercise, and then use that tool, right? Or with the help of my coach, right? To self introspect, right? To come to get to know myself, right? And then, really start living by what I'm here to live by, right? And this is really key, and this is very unique, and that makes your soul infinitely happy. And guess what? When your soul is infinitely happy, right, and you feel free to be who you are, right, this is very attractive to your twin flame. You recognize yourself, you live by yourself, right, on how you were created. And then naturally, right, your twin flame or other people who are meant to be in your life or who are meant to love you, right, will also, come closer to you. And you will get reflected back that life of love that you're meant to live. But it first starts with you knowing yourself and you staying true to love, to the love in your heart. Yeah. Yeah, so we hope that this video was very helpful to all of you. So if you would love our help as well, like, feel free to reach out. We are very happy to support you on your twin flame journey to be the true you, to shine, to feel good about yourself, right? To dare to be who you are, to stare in your own frame, right? In your own blueprint, right? To be confident, right? To place boundaries whenever you need to, right? But to really build a life that you love, right? And a life that loves you. And you absolutely deserve this. And so if you feel called, feel free to reach out to us. Also, if you like this video or would love to see more from us, feel free to like, share, subscribe, or comment down below. We're very happy to have you, and we hope to see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.